Good morning, sir.
I hope you're well.
The Lord has been gracious and kind.
The allegations you have made against the general officer command of the central command are very, very serious allegations. Let me understand. You're saying he's at the head of a rigging plan. Is that a suggestion?
It's not a suggestion, neither is it an allegation, it's a fact. And his own record and credentials as an errant military officer bears this assertion out. I mean, we all know that 31st January 2019 was one of Ghana's bloody days, one of Ghana's days of shame, because that was a day that we witnessed mayhem at Ayawaso West Wagon during the by-election. That was a day that brutalities were meted out to innocent civilians, unarmed civilians, unprovoked. Some were shot, some were beaten to pulp, some were maimed, and to date, there are people who have, who are living with life-threatening deformities, lifetime deformities, as we speak today, because of the atrocities committed by MPP vigilantes, MPP hoodlums, clothed in security apparel, national security apparel, and masked to cause these atrocities by the state itself, by the government itself. And who was the director of operations who supervised these atrocities? It was none other than then Colonel Michael OPOKU, then Director of Operations at the National Security, aka Blue Gate. He himself, when he appeared before the Short Commission of Inquiry, under oath, admitted that he was responsible for those atrocities. And as a matter of fact, the Short Commission established that he was ultimately responsible for those atrocities, for which reasons they recommended that he be reprimanded. It is contained at paragraphs 3.4 and 3.5 of the Commission's report. Now, how is it possible that this military officer who attacked innocent citizens of Ghana, who ordered for innocent civilians unarmed to be shot, to be beaten, to be maimed, how is it possible that this officer, who himself confessed to these atrocities and was recommended to be reprimanded by a commission of inquiry, which has the powers of a high court, how is it possible that of all the soldiers in Ghana, he is the one who has been appointed by Akufo-Addo to become the general officer commanding for the Central Command of the Ghana Armed Forces? How come that this appointment has been given to him only this year, an election year, April, July 2024? How come? How come that he has even been promoted instead of being reprimanded? He's been promoted from the rank of colonel to now brigadier general. How come? It only goes to prove one point, that this guy is a hatchet man of Akufo-Addo and the NPP. They used him for the Ayawaso West Wagon violence and atrocities, and they got away with it because the NDC pulled out of the election, and they won that election through violence, through bloodshed. And today, they, instead of reprimanding him in accordance with the recommendations of the Short Commission, they have rather promoted him and given him this juicy appointment as a reward, because they want to empower him and embolden him to commit similar or worse atrocities on 7th December and 2nd December, because that is a stock in trade. That is his work. That is what they use him for. And so this is something that goes without saying. It should be obvious to every discerning mind, because nobody can tell me that of all the high-rank soldiers, noble men and women in uniform serving this nation diligently, it is Colonel OPOKU who is fit to be promoted to the position of Brigadier General, and even appointed or rewarded with the position of General Officer Commanding, a very important position in the military. And you know that by virtue of that position, he will be part of the security architecture for the 2024 elections. And we are saying that, look, this man is a threat to peaceful and free and fair elections in Ghana. His record is there for everybody to see. He should be nowhere near the security architecture for the 2024 elections. We have a stake in this year's election, and that is why we have demanded that he be removed. Failing which, the IGP must ensure that he comes nowhere near the security architecture of this country. He is a deviant, a devious, and mischievous character, up to no good. And we cannot entrust the provision of security as far as this year's election is concerned into his hands. He is a danger, a threat to all of us. And in any serious jurisdiction, he will be languishing in jail. He will be languishing in jail for the atrocities he committed. And even worse is the intelligence we have received, credible intelligence from our sources in the military, that this guy is still implementing the same game plan and strategy he used for Ayawaso West Ogon. What is that game plan? He is training known MPP vigilantes at military sites like Asotuare, and he plans to arm them and clothe them in military apparel on the 2nd of December and the 7th of December when we will be holding this year's elections. That is the game plan. So he's arming them, he's training them, he intends to arm them, clothe them in military uniforms under his command, deploy them to commit yet another set of atrocities against innocent civilians, so that the MPP can implement their election rigging plots of ballot swapping, ballot box swapping, ballot stuffing, pink sheet swapping, and so on. We know. I mean, we've received countless intel. Even after our press conference yesterday, we've received rock solid, several credible intelligence that this is what this man is planning. And people know it. Today, his residence in Kumasi is a safe haven and a storage facility for weapons, ammunition, military apparels, and all that. He's been promised by Akufo-Addo that if he succeeds in helping him rig the election, he will make him CDS. So this guy is also a very insubordinate officer who has no respect for the current CDS upon paper, and who is on a frolic of his own, supported by his paymaster Akufo-Addo, to train MPP vigilantes, arm them, clothe them in security apparels for purposes of rigging the upcoming 2024 elections. And we are saying enough is enough. We need to shine sunlight on him, put him on the spotlight, let the world know this is what he's planning. And we are petitioning the IGP and the CDS to investigate this matter and to ensure that this guy doesn't commit another Ayawaso West Ogon styled or Techiman South styled killings like we saw in 2019 and in 2020. No Ghanaian has to lose his or her life in this year's election. Ghana is all we have. Peace has a price, and we must all be prepared to pay that price. And the way we pay that price is when we boldly speak against, persons with a tendency and proclivity to compromise free and fair elections and ensure that they be removed. And it is our hope that the Peace Council, the Catholic Bishop Conference, all stakeholders in the peace of Ghana, our development partners, will take keen interest in this matter and ensure that these evil-minded characters like Brigadier General OPOKU will not have their way come 7th December 2024. So that is what this whole matter is about.
Have you submitted the petitions already?
Oh, not yet, but we hope to do that in due course, yes.
But when I called what you have put forward allegations, you said they are facts. So far, you've talked about the intelligence you have gotten, the sources of the intelligence, and then his past actions. But those do not necessarily convert allegations into facts.
Chief, my brother, we are not alleging anything. We are speaking the truth. The fact that I'm not showing you a video or a picture now doesn't mean that it's not the truth. It's the truth. And that I can't say, the same way near dance here. No? You can't dance here. The guy's record is there for everybody to see. This is a man who himself has confessed to the atrocities, okay, committing the atrocities and the mayhem we saw during the Ayawaso by-election. What other evidence do you need again? That is a stock in trade. He has been found liable for those atrocities by a commission of inquiry. What evidence do you need again? His record bears that out. So, I mean, at the appropriate time when we petition the CDS and the IGP and we are giving audience, we will discuss our intelligence with them. These are sensitive security issues. You don't come and stand on radio, on television and name your sources and give information that can expose your sources. No, we are too matured and sophisticated than that. At appropriate time, we'll put out what we have to put out. But for now, the world must know that the man responsible for the Ayawaso West Wongon violence, according to he himself and the short commission set up by Akufo-Addo, is the man who has been now made Brigadier General and General Officer Commandant for Central Command, and who is going to be an integral part of the security architecture for this year's election. Thank you.
Thank you, Sammy. Sammy Gyamfi is National Chairman, National Communications Officer. I was promoting Sammy there for a moment. National Communications Officer of the National Democratic Congress. Yes, we see how easy it is